This morning when I saw a photograph from a friend, I really want to use it to do a lessons to show you how I would pick elements from the photograph and remove elements from the reference to compose my own painting. And I also want to talk about how light color and dark color as shapes, how the bright color, neutral color, the value contrast to create the space in the landscape painting. First, I'm going to do a drawing study to help me to make up my mind. How to simplify the elements in the photograph and remove or even changes of the elements in the reference. How to use dark and light color value contrast. How to use the color to create a focal point and create the spaces, the distance. So first I'm going to use the graphite pencil to do a study. So the tree on the left side, I'm going to pick it up, include it into the artwork. And this is some very bright color grass at the front over here. And they have a few bricks. The step over here, this is the a short wall, which is their building here, and have some green color here too. And this is a middle tone. And for the tree here, I may not have it so thick. It's just some suggestions of leaves. But this is the dark color. I'm going to maintain that in this location. And in the background, I'm going to remove the wall and the building. Instead, I'm just going to have it like maybe the ocean, some mountains in the background, like that, and make it simple. May or may not need the boats or something. Now we want to talk about a focal point, and I'm going to keep this man with the orange in this location. I'm going to keep that as the focal point because first it's just a figure, second thing, and is a very warm, bright, warm colors. And a second figure over here, but the second figure will be more subtle because it would be a dark blue colors and blend into the surrounding area like that. So this man will be the focal point. You have a little grass on this side like that. So this is my idea for the composition. Now we're gonna take this forward into the watercolor painting. First, work on the composition. I'm gonna just take any color to style it. I want to see this would be location for the tree. And there's going to be dark color on this in this side, in this location, and some green grass or bushes over there, and this is going to be the short wall. As a few steps. And have some grass over here too. Okay. And let's see where we're gonna put the figure. Let's take a look. And this gonna be the one that is dark blue colors. Laying down here. and there will be the figure up here. Let me see, this one will be the focal point. Orange jacket, and like that, and tilted in an interesting angle. And there will be some little brown colors, need a little more blue color to make it a little darker. Okay, this is at a bit about maybe a little too dark. We're gonna see like that. And we're gonna move on into the keep going on the composition. Let's see. It's a little warm on this wall too, so I'm gonna put the color there, and some on the ground there's some warm color, smaller warm color. Okay. There's some blick over here, some blicks sitting over here. So I'm going to take care of that. Okay, now we'll take a look at the background. I'm going to use a light, kind of more as a gray color. So let's see. So we're just gonna have the water top and have a little mountain over there, so we can push the space a lot further than the reference provide to us. Okay, so this is good. Now we very much get the elements in the picture. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with from the background. I'm using this 1.5 flat brush to start with. So I'm going to start with the sky. I'm going to take a look. It will be, could be just the blue color. One thing about what is the time of the day? It looks like very much in the 11 o'clock in the morning-ish. So this is would be the fine colors. Okay, let's see. All the way into the water. Maybe in the water, just some dry brush. This is fine. If we decided to change the hue of the color, change the tone to a little warmer, and we can add the red color to it, that would be fine. We probably remove some color here to reserve that for the yellow-green color. Okay, that's easy. Okay, we're gonna leave this guy like that. I think it's a little too early to put the mountain. We're gonna leave it there for a little bit. And let's move on to give a little suggestions of the brick wall first. Let's see. Yep, we're gonna do the brick wall. And then we're going to take this color and mix with a little blue colors. This would be it. I'm going to leave a little highlight space for the light on his sleeve. Yep. Let's go through here on his legs. That would be fine because his leg is darker. You might already notice that I already remove the person at the front because I want to focus on the persons in the midground instead of getting it two of them. Okay. Now at this point, I should focus on the big masses. Like here, this is one big colors. I did not actually go into do any of those small details between the bricks. I may or may not do it. How much I'm going to do it depends on how I develop the whole painting. On the right side here, I have a little bit color. That's it. Okay. And this is the edge of the painting. Okay. Now I'm going into here, I have a little bit more yellow on the ground. So when you're focused just on the big masses, and you will feel a little better to use a big brush because you're not afraid of those small areas, small details, because this is not the time. I'm using a little bit yellow color in here. I know this color a little bit more brighter than the color from the reference, but that's okay because that is the areas at the front. Okay, and we're gonna get a little darker color over here. So focus on the big masses, the big shapes. Okay, on this side. Don't make it solid. Not necessary to become solid yet. Like that. That's still wet, so I'm going to do that a little bit later. Oh, let's see. Some of the black, I'm going to use a little smaller brush for that, for the shape. And now a little bit here, a little bit there has a little suggestions for the shadow in the grass. And let's see. Squint your eye to see how that is gonna work out, how the color connect together. Okay, and this color is getting dry now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come back here to do the mountain. The mountains in the distance, the color is close to the sky color, and also the value close to the sky color too. So I'm going to take this color, still have a little warmer colors than the sky. So I'm going to see. That would be good enough for the mountain. It's going to be give enough indications. That's the texture in the background. Okay, Don't do more than that. It's going to create the texture. It's going to confuse people. Now I'm going to change to the round brush here. This is already close to dry, so we're going to come back here to do those color pretty soon. And maybe I'm going to do that right now. And so I'm going to get this 1-inch flat brush. I'm going to do the leaves. So let's see, I'm going to get the yellow color mixed with this blue colors, and they become this nice just kind of look like a dry brush. That's fine. That's good for now. And now I'm going to start putting some bright yellow-green color here too. So in this case, you want to put brighter, and you're going to have less of the complementary color, which is the red. If you want to have the color come down on the intensity, and you should getting the complementary color mixed into it. So I'm gonna putting a little bit color here, just seeing how the compositions go. I want to get a little bit more yellow. Okay. Just see. Keep thinking and looking to see how those colors would connect together and compose it. Okay. Just on the ground. Do not cover everywhere. Just some suggestions. That's good. Okay. Come up here. I'm going to start. I think this is good for now. This color actually a good part of the composition. Now I'm going to come to the top here. The sky is totally dry, and I'm going to put in a little darker colors for the tree. Let it merge together and not totally merge together. A little partially merge together. So I'm going to take this color with the red and the blue. I'm going to get a little burnt umber. A little blue, like this. This is probably a good color. Let's see. I think it's too much color, too wet. That super good enough to suggest the tree. Just a little bit solid up here, and maybe a little bit dark colors, a little bit darker. Did the blue, just a little more blue. Yeah, that's good for now. Now I come with the same color, come down here. Now I wanted to do, I'm going to get the yellow-green color into here too. I'm going to push the color in here. And this technique is you combine two at once. One is lifting off the existing color. The second one is to inject the new color Okay, that is fine. I'm gonna getting mixed a little brighter the yellow green color for here. A little bit there, a little bit over here. This color already less bright as the color at the front. Okay, now I already have the color. That's good. Now let's see, we have some dark color, we have some light color, bright color, and some cool color in the background. I'm gonna come to adding some adjust the color for the short wall. And now I'm gonna take this color. Okay, not very intense. Get a little red, maybe. Okay, that's too much. Okay, this would be the colors. Good. With this color, I can see I can make make that light area on the arm. It will stand out a little bit. Okay. Or sometimes if it stand out too much, you may not really want it. But depends on the location and the subjects and that you want to stand out. Whether or not you want to stand out that much or stand out less in the picture. Okay, I'm gonna come here. Maybe I'm gonna change the color a little bit blue. Coming all the way to this side. Good. Okay, maybe a little yellow. I'm going to stop the wall. Stop the wall right here. Good. That's alright. I'm going to make the steps. The step a little bit darker. That's good. Like that. That's the other side of the short wall. Okay, now it's good. I will come back to add a little more details later. I'm going to make this corner a little bit darker. So the darker color you can easily mix with between these two dark colors. One is blue, one is the red. And if you mix with the yellow color, it maybe make it much lighter because the pigment yellow. And if you just want to get a little yellow sense into it, you can actually pick this burnt umber or burnt sienna. And I'm going to actually put a little darker color from this corner. And that also make the light colors pop up a little more up here. Now is the good time to do the branches. Let's see. Okay. So we're not going to make it so straight. Make a little curve like that. That is fine. Now I'm going to come down here. See that it's everything kind of so loose at this point. And we're just putting the color there and like the mountain. If we need to, we can go back to fix it, and we're going to see how that's going to develop. And let's take a look, get a little red color here too. And now let's see. Let's put a little details for the bricks here, and this will be the color. And get a little bit burnt sienna, and this will be the color. That's, there you go. That's a shape. That's a shape here. And what I see is everything appear to me more as shapes. Sometimes the shape is too small, too tedious, you want to let it go. But if you keep thinking about the bricks or the subjects, you may be blind from recognize how these objects contribute to the compositions. If you see as a shape, you're more easier to recognize that. If it's too much, I will just let it go. Okay, have enough details there. And I'm going to, in order to have that pop a little bit, I'm going to add the yellow into this mixture. I'm going to put it outside here. Let's see. It's watercolor is translucent. Any color, put it on top of existing color, it just make it a little more in that direction. Okay, that color look a little bit better. Yeah, good. And I'm going to get a little bit brown colors. So I'm going to mix this burnt sienna. Maybe too bright. So I'm going to mix with the complementary color into it. So here we go. Oh, I think need a little bit more red for those. I think those mouches. And I put a couple over here. Good. Now on this side, I can see that there's some mouches here. I'll be painting over these two figures, and I'm going to take care of the figures a little bit later in the next step. Could be. And I'm going to have this color, so it kind of is they are working together in the compositions. Okay, soften that a little more, and let's take a look at the whole composition. I think I need a little bit more brighter area and a little bit yellow color. Just gonna pick the yellow color and just put a little bit here. I think a little bit yellow color here too. I'm going to, anywhere that you put the yellow colors, it actually make it stand out a lot more. And maybe over here, have a little yellow color. And now I'm going to have a little more yellow color on top of this foreground. That is really make it jump out a little more in the distance. Okay. Okay, next I'm gonna give it a little more, a little bit more definitions on the bushes here, and then wait until this dry. I'm gonna put the focal point objects back into the scene, and this painting will close to dry. It's close to complete. Okay, first I'm gonna make this a little different, various colors. Actually, at this point, I want to do a few scratches. Here, have a little shape. Let me see. Some are already dry. Put a little shape. Little shapes there. Like this. I'm going to put this up here too. And I'm going to put a little shape here. Put a little shape there on the wall. To give a little texture. Thing. On the tree trunk. Okay, it's good. Okay. And let me see, a couple texture here. The texture and the details actually would help to get the object pop. That may be a little too much, so I'm going to soften that texture. A little bit blue, and I'm going to have this color and this close to the shadow side. This. This could be a little more. Okay, good. Too much. Okay, now I'm going to come here to have a little darker value. The Windsor blue and Windsor red mixed together. Just tap the color on. Keep looking. Okay. I think that gives you a little bit more definitions in the dark value area. Okay, good. Just tap. Bottom here, could we have a little darker, okay, details. This is good. Now I have something actually pushed down, holding down as the darker colors. And maybe have a little bit detail over here. Now keep thinking about the composition. Actually start right from the beginning. Keep thinking about, I'm not thinking about actually what the object is. I'm more thinking about as the new picture that I'm trying to create. Enough of something to working with in the composition. The masses, some small line, and going on. Okay, now look at the mountain. Is this that good enough to show? And let me see. It's kind of interesting shape. I'm gonna see whether or not should make a little. Oh, it's already dry. Make a little suggestions that actually separate into different hues. I'm going to use this 1-inch flat brush. I'm going to just put a little suggestions. Here you go. Probably good. Give a little suggestions of this is actually have two portions in these objects. Okay. That's good for now. Let's see. That's close to dry. And let's see. Let's spend a little bit time on the trunk here and a little bit more of dark brown colors. This will be the colors. Give a little suggestions. Let's add a little bone sienna. That. Okay, good. I might also have this lift up a little bit. Let's see this side of the trunk have a little light separate from the other side. If this is too much, you want to add some color back into it. As simple. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, and now we're gonna start working on the focal point objects. We have to have some focal point in a painting. Let's see. Start with this color, the brown colors. That's too wet. Take out. Start over. Yes. I'm going to start from the head. Okay. Let's see. That's the shape. Okay. And now I'm going to come down to the arm and the shoulder. Take this color. That's a little shape. That. He's wearing a safety vest. Okay, this at the side here. Okay. I'm gonna add a little yellow colors on this side. So this become orange color because of the mixture, yellow and the red. Okay. Suggestions on that. And the top here, a little lighter red. Okay, now it's the body. Now I'm going to come down to the lower part of the figure, the legs, get a little yellow color mixed with this warm and cool colors. Okay, now I'm going to say I'm starting here. This leg coming toward this side, and this side a little bit more at the front. This. This. I'm going to add a little bit dark color detail here too. And I'm going to add a little bit here to the top of the head. I think that's okay. I want to have this shape connected. I don't want these few lines to stand out that much, like this. Add a little red. Here you go. A little darker color, put it in the shadow side. And okay, now I'm gonna work on to this figure. And for this one, I'm gonna start with the body. Just take this color. This is the arm, because I have left the light side to help the arm stand up. Okay. And that's the face. That's the back of the head. Okay, let me see. That's the, okay, that's the back. Let's see. And that is just the leg near down. That's the back. Like that. It just gives enough suggestion, and the people will connect with their own experience. Now I'm going to add a little bit warmer color suggested. That's the face. So just add a little red color into this color. Here you go. Because he actually in the shadow. And there's another hand on this side. I'm going to suggest it to have a little thing here. And I have a little thing here. And it looks like he's doing something. Okay, now I'm going to come back to actually shape it a little better for the mouches. Okay, just put this a little darker tone colors, and that's it. And see that the light coming from this side. So this body has the cast the shadow onto this area. And also, he also has the cast the shadow on this side. Like that. Let's see. How much do we need to do to suggest the brick wall, a stone wall? See. just keep looking, and when this is enough, you want to stop. That probably some good suggestions. Okay, and I add a couple darker gap. Maybe get away from too close to the head. I don't want to be too dark, but it needs some kind of a bit darker somewhere. Okay. Probably good enough that can soften a little bit. Also put a little orange color somewhere. A little, this would be good. Change the color of the stone. I come back to the ground. I'm going to give it a bit, a little brighter mulches color. Okay, this is probably the good color. Okay. Maybe too bright. Maybe too bright. I'm gonna make this a little lighter because it's actually in the light area, and also a little lighter on the top. And a couple of suggestions for those blick and the shadow side. Probably good enough. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the whole picture again. I want to make his body a little darker, otherwise too much blend into the wall. Okay, this will be the good color. So here's the back of his head, which is the hair. Okay. And now the back of the body. Okay. Let's close that. Okay. Okay, I think this is dark enough, separate enough, and I'm going to come in to actually give a little more suggestions to separate that two leg. Okay, I'm going to give it a little more details on the grass at the front, And what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a little bit more layers. Like seeing this side actually a little lighter. It's separated, has different shapes. And this a little closer to me. And I see that. And that color a little bit darker. So I'm going to give it the blue colors. Here you go. Wash that in. Connect with that. Good. I have a better dimensions now. This color. Tone it down a little bit. Nice. Now let's see. And the back here, I'm going to make this color a little bit less intense by just putting a little blue color in here. So it separates the distance between this color and that colors. A little bit yellow then. Yeah, suggested that actually the grass. Screen your eyes so you can see whether or not they should be fit into the painting as a whole. Okay. And now I want to put a little more brighter colors, just the yellow color in here. Good. Like that. I'm going to use a little warm colors and just to simony.